Hello, fellow Lions. My name is Norm McDaniel, and I'm the past district governor of 4A3 and current multiple District 4 Global Leadership Coordinator. In light of situations arising in multiple District 4 recently, I feel this speech is more needed than ever. The speech is entitled, What It Means to Make a Commitment to Leadership in Lions. And let me preface by saying, we're all volunteers. I get that. We all have families and lives that require our attention. And I'm not sure if you know this, but if you're in a leadership position, you had two choices when you were asked to be part of the Lions team. You happen to know those two choices? Correct. Yes or no. If you said yes, hopefully you accepted the position for the right reasons. And I'm also hopeful that the person who asked you to take the position provided you with the duties that lie ahead. If not, do you know there are resources out there to help you? How about those who've had the position in the past? How about ebooks on the Lions Club International website? The Lions Learning Center. If you don't know, ask. If you hesitated to be part of the leadership team when asked and said no, that's okay too. Better not to take a position that your heart is not in. Leave it to someone else who cares. The time was not right for you. However, there may be a yes in your future. Let's consider a new level of leadership. How about leadership by invitation? Not leadership by threat. Not leadership by aggravation. Not leadership by intimidation. That shows the weakness in the leader or shows an ego at work instead of skills. Leadership by invitation. Invite somebody to a better way of doing things. We can also call it leadership by inspiration. Inspire somebody to make the necessary changes to move up the ladder in leadership in Lions. As leaders, we should inspire. As leaders, we should entice. As leaders, we should invite. Inspire, entice, and invite, but not threaten. Zone chairperson, region chairperson, club secretary, club president. In the event you didn't know, these positions are more than just a title. They require a commitment of time and do come with a measure of responsibility. If you're a Lion who holds a leadership position, you've been chosen for your unique gifts and talents. Some of you may be in the working sector still. Others may possibly be retired. No matter which area, you all have time commitment outside of Lions. The challenge becomes, how do I work Lions into my daily schedule? I believe that's a really good question. And I believe it comes down to basically effective time management. Get this under control and then focus on becoming a good leader. And remember, in a leadership position, you're part of a team. Each team member relies and depends on the other team members to perform their given tasks to operate effectively. A good team is like a strong foundation of a building. However, if one or more of the team members is not performing their given tasks on a regular basis, the foundation becomes weak and less effective. This also puts undue stress and work on the other members, creating a less effective team. Exactly what is leadership? I believe it's the challenge to be something more than mediocre. Be somebody. Now that's a good challenge. Be somebody. Be somebody wise. Be somebody strong. Strength is attractive. Be somebody kind. All attributes of leadership create a unique challenge. Leadership, I believe, is the challenge to step to a new level, a new dimension. And here's what that new dimension has: responsibility and opportunity. Responsibility. A true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve their goals. Opportunity. A situation for which it is possible for something to be done. Here's another real challenge. Learn to be strong, not rude. This is always going to be a thin line you need to really watch. Some people mistake rudeness for strength. Rudeness we don't need. Strength we do need. Another challenge is to be kind, not weak. Some people mistake kindness for weakness, and it's a great mistake. Kindness isn't weakness. Kindness is a certain unusual strength. Don't say I must be weak in order to be kind. Sometimes you need to be unusually strong to be kind. Somebody coined the expression tough love, and believe me, that's love that really tells the truth. Whatever needs to be said has to be said. Kind, but not weak. And learn to be bold, but not a bully. We need to boldly seize the day. boldly seize the opportunity, boldly seize the chance. But what we don't need is bullies. We don't need anybody to push us around. Another challenge is to be humble but not timid. Some people make the mistake of being timid for humility. Humility is a virtue. Being timid is sort of an illness. It can be cured. It can be managed. You just have to work on it. You must turn your timid nature into strength. Keep working on it until you have driven it into such a small corner that it does not control your life anymore. It may still be there, but it doesn't dominate your life. Humility is a virtue. Expand your ability to understand the vastness of it all and how small we are in relation to everything. Humility is to understand that we as humans are unique, but in the vast space of it all, we are really pretty small. Yes, we know, but what we don't know is so much greater than what we do know. We also need to have a thought, but we also need to take action. You need to dream without just being a dreamer. Head in the clouds, yes. Dreaming lofty dreams, yes. But feet firmly planted on the ground. Learn to be proud, but not arrogant. And that's a real challenge. There's something to be said for team pride, community pride, personal pride, and even lion's pride. But don't cross the line where being proud becomes arrogance. Pride we need, arrogance we don't. Learn to have humor without folly. It's okay to tell funny stories, but the key in leadership is don't be silly. There's a difference between being silly and having humor. Another law of leadership is the 80-20 rule. It says that 20% of the people do 80% of the work, and 80% of the people do 20% of the work. And believe me, this is everywhere, not just in Lions. You really need to understand this rule. As a leader, here's what you need to do. A major part of this is effective time management. You can only give 20% of your time to the 80%. However, give 80% of your time to the 20%. And if I were to ask everybody today, I'm sure that everybody would agree that the most area that pulls at you is the 80%. This is not a moral question. It's the wrong group in terms of your time and effectiveness. So what's the answer? You can work individually with the 20%, but work in a group setting for the 80%. Remember, give 80% of your time to the 20%. And you also need to have faith. Faith as a leader. Faith to see it as it is, and faith to see it better than it is. Make the plans. Visualize. Use your imagination to see it better than it is. Remember that faith also requires action. But be careful. Don't see it for more than it can become in a reasonable amount of time. For example, I want to have a net gain of 100 members in my club this year. There's a fine line between faith and folly. Leadership is teaching people to move them from a needy individual to a deserving individual. This will start to accelerate their self-esteem. And self-esteem leads to action. Action leads to progress. And progress leads to a better future for all Lions. So learn to work with people who deserve it. And teach people how to deserve your time and how to deserve your help. Now, don't expect the pear tree to bear apples. Let people do whatever they can do. Let them change their mind. Let them grow and develop. Remember, you cannot change people, but they can change themselves. The best you can do is inspire, teach, pray, and hope. Do your best to deliver the message that can create change if someone will accept it. Remember, be happy with the smallest progress. I believe character is also a core element of a true leader. So let's consider these 6 essential traits. Number 1 is integrity. Integrity is a good catchword that is similar to character, but provides us with a different way of looking at the idea of character. The root of integrity means whole or undivided. And that's a terrific way to help us understand what integrity is, an example of an undivided life. For example, you don't act one way in one situation and another in a different situation. There needs to be integrity and wholeness to your life. Living this way will build trust in your team. Number 2 is honesty. It is regularly said that honesty is the best policy, but I would add that honesty is the only policy for great leaders. Think about it. Why do people hedge the truth? Usually for a few basic reasons. They're either afraid of the ramifications or they're trying to hide something. Either way, a lack of honesty results in the fact that you destroy the trust of those who follow you. Even if you tell them the truth, but they know you have lied to others, it will destroy the trust you had with them. Your reputation is what your leadership is based on. When we're honest and live transparently, people are able to see us for who we are and make solid decisions to follow. Number 3 is loyalty. People of good character are loyal people. They have a stick-to-it attitude when it comes to others. And anybody who knows human nature knows that people will fail. It's just a matter of time, no matter how talented someone is. However, a person of good character stays with their friends even in the down times. Anyone can be friends with others when times are good. People of good character, however, stay with their friends when they need them the most. How does this translate into making you a better leader? Is this: people want to follow a leader who will stretch them beyond where they are now, but will also allow them to try and to fail. When we are loyal, people will be loyal to us and make every effort to succeed on our behalf and on behalf of Lions. Number 4 is self-sacrifice. Lee Iacocca became a legend when he said that he'd bring Chrysler back from the brink of bankruptcy and would take only $1 a year in pay. I believe this was a classic example of a leader sacrificing for the people. It also showed his understanding and empathizing with the average line worker. As a result, the workers of Chrysler rewarded him with an incredible following as they built Chrysler into one of the world's largest leading car companies. What is it about self-sacrifice that breeds people to follow you? People don't mind putting in hard work. They don't even mind a leader reaping the benefits from their work. But what people do mind is when the leader is using them for personal gain. People of good character don't use other people, period. So when a leader shows sacrifice of personal gain, it says to the followers that they are willing to come alongside of them. And people reward that almost universally. A person of good character shows they can give up personal gain for the good of the whole. Number 5, accountability. People of good character don't mind accountability. In fact, they welcome it. The brutal truth is that we have blind spots and need other people to be in close to us so we can advance down the road of success. The need for accountability doesn't prove lack of character. Rather, it proves the presence of character. People grow tired of leaders who have nothing to do with accountability. They don't even mind leaders to make mistakes. But what they do mind are leaders who don't take responsibility for their mistakes and being held accountable. When we allow ourselves as leaders to be held accountable, people know that we're serious about keeping our own house in order, and thus will do a good job in leading the rest of the organization. And finally, number 6, self-control. The ability to make decisions, good decisions, about what we will and will not do with our actions is at the core of what we become through regards to our character. There'll be plenty of options to participate in things that are not moral. Everybody has temptations. But a person of good moral character knows to exercise self-control over their choices. When people don't exercise self-control, they sabotage their ability to lead. People lose respect for them and will follow them less, if at all. Self-control is the ability to choose to do things we should and refrain from the things we shouldn't. When we exhibit self-control, we again build trust in people. They respect us and want to follow. In closing, I believe leaders must have the ability to be inspirational, be a good communicator, have the ability to delegate, teach important principles, and the ability to set goals and strategies for a course of action. Last, and just as important, keep people motivated and focused on the goal. Are you ready to become this great leader? Thank you for your time.